And again, please, if you have the ability to mute your microphones, that would be great for the rest of this meeting until there's an opportunity to speak. Let's see here.
I don't have that. What did you do? Well,
let's see. All right, so let's see. Just want to welcome everybody. Good evening to our meeting, our June 1st meeting, our electronic meeting of the Town of Mount Olive's Board of Commissioners. We're glad that all of you could join us tonight and be a part of this public meeting. I'd first like to, part of our agenda, Commissioner Carmichael, let me see. Let me change that up real quick. Mayor Pro Tem Steve Wiggins, would you mind giving us an invocation tonight?
I'd be happy to.
Thank you so much.
Shall I do that now?
If you would, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's bow our heads. Our Father in heaven, we're thankful for this opportunity we have to meet through this media to have our town council meeting. We're thankful for the opportunity we have to serve and from the blessings that come from helping and serving others. We ask that you will guide us in the things that we do and say this evening, that all things will be done in accordance to thy will. We ask thee to bless those who are sick and those who are sorrowful and those who might be in harm's way. Please bless them and have thy spirit to be with them. These things we ask in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
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 Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Wiggins. If you will, let's see, I think we will do a pledge of allegiance to the flag. So if you're available or if you're able, please stand as I recite the Pledge of Allegiance of America. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And
to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God, liberty and justice for all.
Did everybody hear that? I felt like there was some muting of mics.
I think we came through that pretty good, Kenny.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, moving forward, we will read the conflict of interest statement. In accordance with the State Government Ethics Act, it is the duty of every member of the Mount Olive Board of Commissioners to avoid both conflicts of interest and appearances of conflict. Does any member of the Board of Commissioners tonight have any known conflict of interest or appearance of conflict with respect to any matters coming before the Board of Commissioners? There being none, we'll move on. If so, please identify the conflict or appearance of conflict and refrain from any undue participation in any particular matters involved. Thank you. Now we'll move on to the approval of our published agenda. You see our published agenda tonight. It's not too terribly long. However, we will have some discussion on some of these items. Does any commissioner here tonight have any additions, deletions, or revisions to the proposed agenda, published agenda? There being none.
I make a motion that we, okay.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
I make a motion to approve the published agenda. Harley Carmichael. Harley Carmichael.
We have a motion to approve by Commissioner Carmichael and a second by Dr. Carnegie. All those in favor of this motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Pro Tem Wiggins,
Aye.
Commissioner Darden,
Aye.
Commissioner Carmichael,
Aye.
and Commissioner Dr. Carnegie.
Aye.
Thank you. And before I go any further too, I would like to ask the board to consider giving Dr. Dennis Draper an excused absence tonight. He had some health issues, some tests that were done today. And what I'd like to do is ask Town Attorney Carol Turner, is this something that we have to approve as a board? And Carol, you might need to unmute your microphone.
I just did.
Okay.
I don't think it's necessary to have a motion, but assuming there's no objection, I think we could just show in the minutes that he was granted an excused absence.
Okay, very well. Thank you, sir. All right. Now we'll move to the approval of the May 4th, 2020 meeting minutes. I'm sure everybody's had an opportunity to review those minutes. Are there any suggestions, revisions, additions, or deletions? And if not, do I have a motion to approve the May 4th, 2020 minutes?
So moved. Mrs. Barber.
I have a motion by Dr. Carnegie to approve those minutes. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second
Vicky.
by Commissioner Darden. Thank you. All those in favor of approving the May 4th, 2020 meeting minutes, please signify by saying aye. Mayor Pro Tem Wiggins,
Aye.
Commissioner Darden,
Aye.
Commissioner Carmichael,
Aye.
and Commissioner Dr. Carnegie.
Aye.
All those objecting to that, since we have none, we will move on. This motion passes. We'll move on to our next item on the agenda tonight. Let's see, the public forum. Sherry, we don't have anybody who has signed up for the public forum, is that correct?
Yes, you do, Mr. Carnegie.
I think Mayor Pro Tem Wiggins, we were going to save his comments for action on tonight's budget.
Yeah, on the public hearing, I think you said.
Okay.
Okay, is that all right? Okay, all
How
right.
you want me to do it?
Well, just hold tight. I don't think there's anybody else who is going to be speaking at the public forum tonight. So we will roll on into our public hearing on this fiscal year 2020-21 budget. Moving on to action item memo 6-31. We will consider scheduling a date and time for the fiscal year 2020-21 budget adoption. Let's see, Town Manager Charles Brown, is there anything you'd like to say with regards to that time? I believe we've already scheduled that time. Is that correct?
Well, we tentatively said June the 29th, which is the last Monday in this month, which is as close to the end of the month as we can get and still get it done in time.
Okay. All right.
And that's fine.
Okay. All right. With regards to this action item, please let me know if I'm out of order here. Is this an opportunity to speak in regards to the budget?
The public forum is for that, sir.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I was telling.
The public hearing for the fiscal year budget, which you'll have to go into a public hearing.
somebody can mute that busy signal, that'd be great. All right.
That would be
Okay. So we will now, I guess, open the floor for the public hearing on this year's on the year 2021's fiscal budget. Is there a motion to do so?
So move.
Is that Commissioner Darden?
Yes.
Is there a second on that motion?
Mayor
I'll
Taft,
second it.
Yes, sir.
I apologize for interrupting. Tonight is not the time for a public hearing on the budget.
Okay.
Tonight is simply basically the finance officer presenting the proposed budget to the council. And tonight, if someone wants to speak and you want to hear them, that's fine. But if I understand the process, and Charles can correct me if I'm wrong, I've read some stuff on this recently. Tonight is the time that the clerk or the finance officer presents the proposed budget to the council, and the council then sets a date and time for a public hearing, and that is going to be the 29th. I think that's the
Mr.
plan.
Town Attorney. Mr. Town Attorney, can I tell you that you're wrong?
You certainly may.
The budget was presented at the May meeting. The budget was presented to the board at the May meeting. The board then decided to have the public hearing for the budget at this meeting, and then come back at the end of June to actually adopt the budget. Now they can change that, I suppose, but that was what was arranged at the board meeting in May.
Okay, I got my times confused. Well, after the presentation tonight, there will be a legal advertisement that it's available for inspection. Is that correct?
I thought that was supposed to already been done.
Yeah, I thought that had already been done.
After the May meeting, that should have been done then. Did you not do
Well,
that?
I don't know if it's been done or not. I didn't do it, but I wasn't asked to do it. So Sherry and I discussed that specifically, but I don't know what was done.
But it should have been after the May meeting. It should have been advertised for public inspection for 30 days.
Yeah, I thought it was done too. I have a copy on the
Mm-hmm.
on the counter for people to come and look at.
Okay.
It was also published on the website.
But now I don't know if it's been advertised, but it should have been.
Sherry, can you verify if this has been advertised?
I have not advertised it.
All righty, if it has not been advertised, what steps need to be taken to make sure that public notice has been given?
Is that directed to me?
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure right now. All I know to say is we'll try to figure that out tomorrow and get it done.
Very well.
Obviously, I'm a little bit confused about what happened when, so.
Okay. So,
I know Sherry did publish it on the website because she and I discussed that.
okay.
Well, if you go back to your May minutes, you'll see that the town manager, Charles Brown, presented a proposed 2020-2021 budget. The proposed new fiscal year budget is now open for public inspection for 30 days. So we took care of that last month.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Ms. Anderson. So
Yeah.
the public hearing that was advertised for tonight, is that correct?
I'm not
That's
sure
correct.
that was-
Yes. Yes, it was.
Yes.
Paper and on the website.
Very well. Town attorney, are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very well.
I just got my times confused. I forgot that it was done in May.
That is quite all right. That is quite all right. Moving forward, with regards to this public hearing, is there anything, Ms. Kay Anderson, is there anything you would like to say at this time, followed by Charles, and then maybe we'll open it up to the public with Mr. Donald Carnegie and to anyone else afterwards. Kay, is there anything you'd like to say about this budget?
No, no one has come to my office to inspect the budget. That's all, you know. I mean, I've got a copy, but no one has come to my office to ask to see it or anything.
Mayor, I don't have anything to add. This is going to be our third or fourth review of the budget, so I'm sort of budgeted out. So unless there are questions.
All right. Thank you, sir. I will now open it up. Let's see. At this time, let's see. Was there a motion on the floor to open this up to for a public hearing?
No.
Could I have a motion?
I had a motion by Ms. Darden to go into public hearing, and I never got a second on anything to go into a public hearing.
Is there a second from our commissioners to go into?
I'll second it.
All right.
Who was that?
Pro Tem
Go ahead,
Wiggins,
Okay.
all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Mayor Pro Tem Wiggins,
Aye.
Commissioner Darden,
Aye.
Commissioner Carmichael,
Aye.
Commissioner Dr. Carnegie,
Aye.
all right, now we are in public hearing to discuss the fiscal year 2020-21 budget. Mr. Carnegie, Mr. Donald Carnegie, are you available?
Yes, sir, I am.
All righty, I will defer the floor to you.
I have 3 points I'd like to talk about tonight. I can't get all my points in, but the first one is relating to salary, okay? In my findings, in my going through, some people have received, which I wrote in my article in the paper, that salary, someone was getting like $100,000 a year, and some had gone up to like almost $80,000 a year. And I want to know, was this approved by the board? Was these salaries approved by the board? Because from 17 to 19, from 2017 to 2019, I got the record of one person receiving a 5.15% increase, 18 a 10.46% increase, 2019 a 2.97 increase. Then another one in 2016 had a 27.28% increase, which is right at $11,000. 2017, another one had an increase of 8.4%, 8.61%, which was $4,000, $4,512.49. 18, they did a 15% increase, 15.64 increase, which is $8,902. And in 2019, they got a 15% increase of $10,198. And I'm trying to figure out how can these two individuals get an increase in salary and no one else, especially salaries like this, increases like this. And I want to know, did the board approve these increases? Hello?
Mr. Carnegie, this is Mayor Talton. I don't have an answer for you at this time. I can't answer those questions just yet.
Okay. And then I went back again over some of the budgets, and I see some increases in budgets leading up to 2019, 2020, like the municipal building. Okay. In 2016 to 17, a budget of $29,120 was budgeted. And then in 2017, 18, it jumped to, I want to know why it jumped to $55,120. 18, 19, it jumped to $69,274. In 2019, they're budgeting $71,006. And then when I went over the budget for this year, we're not getting true figures on the budget. All right, we're not getting what, and my question is, do we have a ledger where everything has been posted, line item ledger where it's been posted, that we can see what's been spent? Because here, all that's being done is that they're transferring what has been approved. They're not transferring actual figures at the end of the year, so whether we know we're in the red or in the black.
Mayor, would you like me to address that?
Please, yes, sir.
Well, the first question about the salaries are approved every year as part of the budget ordinance. All the salaries are spelled out in there, and they have to be approved by the board as part of the budget ordinance every year. About the municipal buildings, we have moved personnel into that budget because that's where they seem to fit. We put the gentleman that does all of our electrical, plumbing, and mechanical work in that budget. We found that by hiring somebody, we could save about $100,000 a year in plumbing and electrical and mechanical work. And so his salary is now in that budget. So, you know, that's, and in terms of actual figures, the board members and the mayor get a printout at the end of every month that shows them the budget to actual figures on revenue and expenditures for the month immediately closed out and for the year to date, so that they know if there's a line item that's overspent, that's shown on that report every month.
When did that start?
About 15 years ago. I've been here 15 years, and I've gotten one every month since I've been here.
The budget auditor said there was no ledger this past year.
I'm sorry?
Huh?
Who told you there was not no ledger?
It was in the budget report.
We do reports every month.
I said it was not in the budget report. I guess the auditors were wrong then, right?
I don't know what you're referring to.
So they get printout. We get printout.
I said the auditors are wrong, right?
No, they.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the board and the mayor get a printout every month.
The mayor get printout every month.
Yeah, and the auditors.
Okay, so right now, if I was to ask you what was actually spent for, let's say, water and sewer, you got a ledger that can show me where at the end of the year that's what the actual figures? You got a ledger for that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I'd like to see that. Okay, and another thing, moving people from one department to another, and what I see is happening is that you're moving, when a department get a big figure or a grant or get some money, you move people to that department in order, just like right now, if you water and sewer, if you put people in there, we got what, a $5 million grant. If you put people in there, they're gonna eat that up, and we're not gonna have enough money to finish the project.
Well, first of all, grant money does not have any of our employees posted to it.
Well,
If it's
well,
a grant.
let's say water and sewer. Okay? You move people to water and
Carnegie,
sewer.
I'm trying to answer your question.
Okay,
I'm trying to answer your question, Mr. Carnegie.
okay.
We do not move employees into grant projects, period.
I didn't say that. That ain't what I said. That ain't what I said.
Okay, I can't answer your question. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay, I'm just asking why do we keep moving individuals to different departments when they get funding, or like you got that $5 million coming in for water and sewer, and you're gonna place people in there, okay?
The
For
$5 million
employees.
has absolutely nothing to do with the
I'm
water and
just
sewer
saying- I'm
budget,
just
Mr.
saying,
Carnegie.
Mr.
Mr. Carnegie, let me
You're
answer
gonna
your question.
eat up the budget.
Mr.
You're gonna eat up the money that's been
Hey,
placed for
Mr.
that with employees.
Mr.
Mr.
Kennedy,
Carnegie,
the grant
Mr. Carnegie.
does not, don't have a line item for salaries. We don't use
There
grant money to pay salaries.
That ain't what I said.
There are no-
That ain't what I said.
That's why
No,
you
no.
said
You're moving people to water and sewer, correct?
not because of the grant.
Because of the grant.
No, we
Well, just what
cannot
you said.
legally.
Make up your mind.
We
Make up your
can't.
mind. Make up your
You're
mind.
not listening.
I'm
you're not
listening.
You're not listening, Mr. Carnegie.
I'm listening.
No, you're not.
You
No,
said that
we
grant money
cannot
wasn't
legally.
used to pay employees. That's what you said, right?
No, sir. Grant money cannot legally be used to pay employees, sir.
Not legally. Okay,
We
I understand that. I
we
know
do not.
I didn't say you did that. I just said I want to know
Well,
why.
you did. That's exactly what you
That
said.
department.
That
because
is exactly
they
what
put
you
your
said, sir.
Campbell him now.
Okay, we'll leave that alone. We'll figure it out. Okay, since I can. Okay, let's go to this supplemental insurance. $6,764.28. My question is: it in a contract that they pay your supplemental insurance, or pay your supplemental insurance? Is it in a contract?
But we have 6. Mr. Carnegie, will you listen so I can explain that to you,
Go ahead, sir.
please? All right.
Go ahead.
We have 6. Are you going to listen?
I'm listening. I ain't said nothing.
We have 6 employees who are retirement age. Once they're eligible for Social Security, we take them off of our group health insurance policy because it lowers the risk of the rest of the group in the group policy. We in turn pay those employees for their Medicare that's deducted from their Social Security, and for their supplemental insurance, which they get from whoever, Blue Cross or whoever. And I'll tell you exactly how mine works out.
Please, sir.
It costs me $482.25 a month to have my insurance coverage.
For
The town
supplemental insurance.
reimburses me.
For supplemental insurance.
It's insurance just like the rest of the employees have. Supplemental insurance has nothing to do with it. If you let me finish, I'll explain to you.
Okay.
It costs me $482.25 a month for me to pay for my health insurance, as it does the other 5 employees.
I understand that.
The town reimburses, sir?
I said, I understand that.
Okay. The town reimburses me $459 a month. So in reality, I'm out of pocket $23.25 a month for my insurance. So are you trying to say that you don't think I'm entitled to that?
For supplemental insurance. No, I didn't say that. Insurance you should get. I'm saying supplemental insurance. It says supplemental insurance, $6,764.28. When you can get a supplemental insurance for $72 a month.
Sir, that is my entire insurance coverage. That is the money that I have to pay Social
It
Security,
says
the money I
supplemental
have to pay Blue Cross.
Supplemental. I'm reading supplemental, not.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll change that line item because it's not supplemental insurance.
It's
It is
not
my health
supplemental.
insurance.
You need to correct it then.
It is health insurance for the sick. We're entitled to health insurance.
Sure you are.
If you let me just say this. Failing to provide the same insurance coverage for your 6 retirement age employees as you provide for the rest of the employees is a violation of the Age Discrimination Act of 1975 and is a potential civil rights violation, which means the town would lose every penny of community development block grant money they've ever seen in their history.
Well, sometimes we don't pay that. We don't pay a grants back anyway. So, you know, but anyway, this says supplemental insurance. It doesn't say
Okay,
insurance.
that description can be changed. It's health insurance. So that,
Well, you
that
need to change it then
description can be changed.
and it says all your insurance, but it's saying supplemental insurance, okay?
And I resent
Okay,
the
they need
implication
to
that any of us
drop
are stealing money from the town of Mount Olive, quite frankly.
Say what, sir?
I said, I resent the implication that any of us are taking advantage of the town of Mount
I
Olive.
didn't say.
I'm
have
paying
you
money
heard me
out of,
say that?
I'm paying
Have
money
you
out of
heard
my
me say
pocket
that?
every month.
No, we're going over the budget. Have you heard me say anything about you taking anything? You haven't heard me
I
say
have a
one
very
thing.
strong implication, sir.
So you need to cut that out right now. I said
I'm
nothing about that.
I
I'm
give
going
up.
over.
I can't.
I'm asking questions about stuff I'm finding on the budget, sir.
Donald Carnegie, this is Mayor Talton. If you will, please, did you have any other questions that you'd like to ask?
Just a minute.
Hey, Kenny,
Yes, ma'am.
Kenny,
Yes, ma'am.
on that, on that description, supplemental insurance,
Yes, ma'am.
I can change that to be plainer. It's regular health insurance is what it amounts out to.
Oh, now
But I thought it would be best to divide it out, but since there's a question, we can all put it together. It's all health insurance is what it amounts out to.
Okay. Thank you, Kay.
So to keep from confusion, it's not supplemental, it is health insurance.
Donald, if you will, in
If you have
defense,
a problem with that.
Spelltown, I'll get with you later. Cause I'll get with you. And plus, I want to meet with the board anyway, the Hope and Town board, because this budget is not ready and will not be ready because what they are not putting actual figures in there. They're actual figures. They're putting approved figures back in the budget each year. Okay, they're not putting actual figures, so you'll know how much you spent and what, as far as the budget is concerned. They're not doing that.
Let me refer back to the end of the month actual budget to actual reports that are printed every single month for every board every year.
It still should show on this budget.
It's not part of the budget.
Mr.
The budget.
Donald, let me just say this real quick. With regards to the town manager, Brown, and his comments, he is correct. We do have it broken down as to the appropriated amount and the unencumbered balance for each month. So we have that information on hand. It's provided at the end of each month. We feel good about that. There was some questions at the beginning of the budget discussion about showing 3 years prior budget versus actuals. We're working to have that information for next year. We don't have it all together right here this year. However, we do have enough information to move this budget forward with regards to knowing where we started and where we are now. So again, there's some things that we have talked about over the last 3 or 4 months that we're still working towards. But again, in his defense, we do have that in hand, and I encourage you too, Mr. Carnegie. These are some questions you brought up that we've also talked about with the manager and his staff, and we want to make sure we're comparing apples to apples. And so, with regards to the health insurance, we're relabeling that from supplemental to health insurance, but we do want to make sure that if we're providing the same, whatever the coverage is we're providing to our town employees, we want to make sure that our retired professionals are also receiving equal coverage. And if we can get it for more, for at a better rate, then we'll look into doing so in due time. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that. Did you have any other questions, Mr. Carnegie?
Yes, sir. I'm looking at, also I looked at the increased 8% management fee to the
Yes, sir.
general fund. to the general fund, don't you have to have a specific reason for transferring that to the general fund?
Town manager, I don't know how to answer that one.
I think we're transferring something like what 3,000. What? Hold up. I got it here somewhere. It's 324,000 and some odd cents that we're transferring from to the general fund from the
It is
8% management fee, for 8% for management fee. Don't we have to have
Will you let
special
me?
reasons to do that, sir?
Can you add? Can I answer your question?
I'm not saying anything. I didn't say anything.
It is in the budget. It is approved by the School of Government, by the Local Government Commission. It is a management fee charged from the general fund to the water and sewer as a means for covering administrative costs that the general fund provides for the water and sewer fund. It is perfectly legal. You're welcome to research it through the School of Government. You can talk to the State Treasurer's Office. You can call the Local Government Commission.
I'm just asking.
Well, I'm trying to answer your question.
Thank you, sir. I thank you for your answer. All I'm saying is this stuff has been going on since 2008. I've been following the budget, okay? The same things have been occurring year in and year out up until this point. To me, that's like a physical oversight by whoever's supposed to be managing. That's all I'm saying. That's a lack of physical oversight. That these things keep occurring over and over and over and over again. So I'm gonna leave it alone for now. Leave it alone for now. But that budget's not ready to go. Y'all go and just do what you gotta do. That budget's truly not ready to go forward. But you can go ahead. Thank you, sir, for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Carnegie. And again, I encourage you as we move forward to opening up City Hall to let's plan a time to sit down and let's try to get these questions you have answered so that we're all on one page of music. That's what we want to do. We want to be transparent and we want to make it understandable and do our civic duty for you and our staff and our elected officials. So
I got
again,
one more.
thank you. Yes, sir.
I got one more question before we go.
Yes, sir.
Shouldn't there be a cutoff how much money the town manager can spend before it goes to you guys for approval? Should there be a certain amount?
Well, you're taking a little bit of my thunder away. I was going to ask the manager some questions tonight about the budget with regards to the limits on transfer and if we had any. But I tell you what, we're going to go over that real quickly, Mr. Carnegie. But did you have any other questions?
That's it.
Okay. Well, thank you for your input. I appreciate your time tonight and staying involved with Town of Mount Olive.
Oh, I love the town of Mount Olive. I'm going to be right here, sir.
Okay. Again, thank you. Thank you for your time. Sounds good. Sounds good. Charles, are you still there?
Yes, sir. Barely.
Fantastic. Let's see. I just had a couple of comments. You know, Mr. Carnegie, I think, was hinting around with regards to, I know with regards to the budget that you are allowed to move monies within the departments from line item to line item. Is that something that, Kate, is that something that each month do we provide information as to what monies have been moved each month from within the budget or within the departmental budget? Is that something that's identified?
Yes, I filled out a appropriation sheet, a budget amendment, and it will show on their monthly printouts. If they look at their appropriations, they will see.
Okay, very good.
You can tell.
Very good.
I mean, it's all on the printout.
That's right. And I know from just in the short time I've been back on with the board. I know that departmental transfers from going from department to department, that requires board approval. I've seen that in action, so, and I know that's also done, has to be approved by the board, so I don't have any questions there. When it, let's see, outside of that, does any other board member have any questions of Charles or Kay with regards to this proposed budget? Okay. The only words of my final words on the budget, I appreciate, Charles, what you and Kay and the staff have done to compile this budget and to walk with us on a weekly basis, it seems like lately, to help us, the mayor and the board of commissioners, understand how this budget is prepared and how we use it to operate each year. I just encourage the staff to review this year's current audit and work hard to mitigate any material weaknesses or areas of concern in this year's budget. I'm certainly not indicating that there's a problem at all, but I know with our budget discussions we've had earlier in the year, we have sat down with the audit to review several items pertaining thereto. And again, I just I hope that that we again just work hard to address any outstanding items that may be there that were brought out during the audit, so that we will have a good year this coming fiscal year. Outside of that, I'm pretty much finished with my comments regarding this proposed budget. Is there any other comments? If not, again, we will approve this budget June 29th. And from this point forward, we'll move on and close this public hearing. Is there a motion? Do we have to have a motion to close this public hearing, Town Attorney?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you
Well,
did.
yeah, to adjourn it, yeah.
Okay, very well. Is there a motion to close this public hearing?
So moved.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second. Is there any further discussion?
Who seconded that, Kenny?
Harley. Carmichael.
Okay.
Commissioner
I
Carmichael?
got you.
No
I
further
got
discussion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Pro Tem Wiggins,
Aye.
Commissioner Darden,
Aye.
Commissioner Carmichael,
Aye.
and Commissioner Dr. Carnegie.
Aye.
All right, this public hearing is now closed. We will move on to the next agenda item. Let's see. Number 0632. We'll consider approval of the Mount Olive Municipal Airport Committee's updated bylaws. Town Manager Brown, would you like to say anything regarding this action memo?
This is going to December 3rd, 2018.
Did we make a decision on, we scheduled the budget, right?
Yes,
I
sir.
just didn't want to make sure that we didn't use stuff. Okay, all right. The airport committee requested, because they were having sort of attendance issues, basically what they've done is give a limit, sort of a number of meetings that a board member can miss without being excused to still be considered for that airport committee. They were having a real attendance problem, and this was a request of the committee. This is not something the town requested.
Commissioners have had an opportunity to look up these updated bylaws. Are there any questions?
This is Barbara, just a point of information. This conversation went on for several months, and we were having difficulty with people being able to be present. Now we are using Zoom, and we use phone calls, and we can mitigate some of those problems. But the members did want to have a way to notify everyone who serves on the airport committee that they needed to notify if they couldn't be there. And I think this is how they put teeth in it.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
I just wanted to make sure that Bass Aviation, Mike Bass, he's still a member of that committee, right?
Yes, he is a permanent.
Thank you. Thank you.
All righty. All righty, there being no other discussion, we will take a motion to consider approval of the Mount Olive Municipal Airport Committee updated bylaws. Do I have a motion to approve these updated bylaws?
I make a motion, we approve them.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on the matter? There being none, please signify by saying aye as I call your name. Pro Tem Wiggins,
Aye.
Commissioner Darden,
Aye.
Commissioner Carmichael,
Aye.
and Dr. Carnegie.
Aye.
All right. The motion passes. All righty, we'll move on now to memo 06-3. Would please feel silent your phone, that would be great. Thank you. Okay. Moving along to memo 06-3, considering approval of the citizen advisory boards. I believe everybody has in their packets all of our citizen advisory boards, the name of each committee, and those who have volunteered to serve in that capacity. Looking forward to
Yes.
getting these committees off the ground in the month of June. Is there any comment, or does anybody have any questions at this point in time with regards to our new boards that we presented before you tonight?
I've got one.
Sure.
And I was looking back when we were adopting this a month or so ago, whenever it was.
Yes,
So members of these committees, do I recall that they had to be a resident of Mount Olive?
If I recall, Pro Tem Wiggins, it seems like they were either a resident or a business owner in town. I don't have the actual policy in front of me to read from. Town attorney, do you recall that information?
I was just trying to recall myself, and like yourself, I honestly remember, I believe that he had the business of Mount.
Carol, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I can't understand anything you just said. Can you try that again, please?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, my recollection is as best I can recollect, I believe they are to be a resident of Mount Olive.
Carol, I'm sorry. Again, you just completely were talking tongue there. I could not understand a word you said unless somebody else could have understood it.
I didn't understand it, but I have the document in front of me now, and it says all board members shall be residents of the town of Mount Olive, or work or maintain a business in the town, and shall have a good reputation in the community.
That was,
So, or work or maintain, is that right?
Yes, they have to be resident, or they work here, or they maintain a business here.
Work here or maintain a business. Okay.
Or a resident. So you have three categories, basically, although those could all overlap, but.
Okay.
be a resident or work here or maintain a business here.
Pro Tem Wiggins, did that answer your question?
Steve, we can't hear you. He's talking. We can't hear you.
Steve, we can't hear you.
I've got you. All right, so did we vote on that in a previous meeting? Is that so can we make a variance to that individually is my question. If you have someone, let me just go ahead and lay it out there. We have
Yes,
a
sir.
volunteer. We have a volunteer that works twice a week at his own expense for the town doing volunteer work that we have added to one of these advisory committees. And I want to make sure that he is able to be a member of that committee because he is a resident of another town.
Is it Tom?
I understand exactly who you're referring to.
I believe he was added to that committee, was he not? This, on the cemetery?
Yes, he was added.
Okay.
Are there any concerns by not having someone if they're not working or maintaining a business here and they don't live here? I guess I don't know. How does the rest of the board feel? If he's not in a voting capacity, he could still serve as an information or resource individual, if anything. I don't know. How does the rest of the board feel?
I like the idea of a resource person. That's and that's pretty common in lots of communities, whether they're members of the staff or they're volunteers or whatever. As long as they're not a voter, not going to vote, it shouldn't matter.
Yes, I agree with Mayor Pro Tem Wiggins, what he said. This individual would, without a doubt, is going to be a great resource for us on that committee. I don't think it would, we would not go without if he didn't have a vote. I think he could, again, having him there, I don't know that any one of these committees, if they were to meet, if the general public wanted to just meet in their presence, I don't know that there's anything wrong with that, or they just don't have a vote. So I don't have a problem with that, Mayor Pro Tem Wiggins. If you don't have a problem with it,
I don't have a problem with it.
okay.
I just wanted to make sure he was included.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All righty. Very well. Sounds good. Any other questions, comments?
Someone was asking when we passed that, and we passed it on May 4th.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. All righty. Very well. Well, if there are no further questions, my computer has just let me know that I am now on auxiliary battery. So we're going to have to continue to move this forward. And Mayor Pro Tem Wiggins, if I go out, if you'll take care of the end of this meeting, hopefully that will not happen. But going forward, is there a motion to approve our 2020 Citizen Advisory Boards?
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second by Commissioner Carmichael. Is there any further discussion on the matter? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Commissioner Pro Tem Wiggins,
Aye.
Commissioner Darden,
Aye.
Commissioner Carmichael,
Aye.
Commissioner Dr. Carnegie.
Aye.
And this motion passes. We're going to move on now to Memo 0634, consider approval of resolutions for the town of Mount Olive's designation as a North Carolina Main Street community. Town Manager Brown, would you please open us up? for this conversation?
We are and have been the Main Street community. But each year they like us to renew that contract. And this is just a resolution of support for our continuing partnership with the Main Street program.
All righty.
Barbara, this is Barbara. This is a great organization. It is absolutely wonderful. I've attended some of their meetings and had some great ideas.
Yes. Very well. Any other questions? If not, do I have a motion to consider approval of this resolution in support of the town of Mount Olive designation as a North Carolina Main Street community? Is there a motion?
I'll make a
moved.
motion.
I have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Wiggins. Is there a second?
Second.
All righty. Is there any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Pro Tem Wiggins?
Aye.
Commissioner Darden?
Aye.
Commissioner Carmichael?
Aye.
And Commissioner Dr. Carnegie?
Aye.
All righty. This approval resolution passes. All righty. We'll move on now to the mayor and commissioners report. If you will, bear with me. I'm going to go ahead and get my comments out of the way. Let's see. Give me 1 second here. Again, I wanted to, let's see, extend my sympathies, number one, for the people of Minneapolis, Minnesota, for George Floyd and his family, as well as the officers of the Minneapolis Police Department and their families, the people of the state of Minnesota, and the rest of our nation. I wanted to keep him, the state of Minnesota, in our prayers. I also wanted to keep the family of Wayne County Commissioner Joe Gurley, our former commissioner, in our prayers as well, with the Gurley family with 36 years with Wayne County government. I wanted to extend my appreciation to Charles and Kay and the rest of the staff for what you've done for this budget, proposed budget. And I look forward to working with you both this fiscal year. Let's see. Also wanted to give my appreciation to Julie Beck for what she has done for our senior parades these last several 2 or 3 weeks for Southern Wayne, North Duplin, Spring Creek, and the Grantham community. Appreciate the participation of the commissioners, Tommy Brown and his staff, his officers, as well as the Mount Olive Fire Department for helping us orchestrate this parade throughout town. We have received a lot of words of appreciation for that. And again, I give a lot of that credit to Julie and her efforts in including the town of Mount Olive. So I'm glad the town and the Mount Olive Area Chamber of Commerce could come together to make that happen. That was a really special event. Outside of that, again, not knowing how much time I do have, let's see. I know that, Charlie, the only thing that was left with regards to the budget review with town staff, I know that we never got to hear from Chief Brown, Josh Phillips, and his Parks and Recreation, and there may have been 1 or 2 other departments. Hopefully after this first of this new fiscal year, we can sit down and talk about their needs and priorities and get an understanding of where they're going to be with their budgets as we move forward through this year. That's all that I have to say tonight. And again, I appreciate everybody's time. And now I'm just going to move on down the line to, let's open it up to Mayor Pro Tem Wiggins. And Steve, if you will, if I close out, it's because my computer has died. And if that happens, just please close this meeting on out for us tonight. And I look forward to talking with y'all the next time we get together.
I'll do it. I just wanted to say that you have expressed my feelings and convictions. And I just want everybody to stay safe and stay well. And everyone here is like a family. We love you. And so I yield my time.
Commissioner Darden?
Yes, I'm heading this one out to Charles. Charles, you know I always help people. I have always fed the town, fed everybody. And for you to call 25 peoples, text 25 peoples, and then turn around and text the commissioners about the food that I had gotten in place for the town, that hurt me. Because it looked like I didn't know what I was doing. All you had to do is call Vicky. You didn't have to send it around to everybody and make it try to look like I didn't know what I was doing. And I did not like that. So you say you sent that you apologize. I don't know where you sent it at because I didn't get it. None of the commissioners and the 25 people that you sent it to, they didn't get it. So I don't know what you were trying to prove, but I already had it set up for the Pizza Village to feed the town. And I thought that was very wrong. And it really hurt. I ain't got I'm sorry yet, and I know I won't, but that's okay anyhow, because I'm gonna do what I do. You told Kenny that you sent out a apology, but I hadn't seen it, and none of the commissioners, and I'm pretty sure the 25 people that you sent it to, you were so upset you couldn't call Vic and ask me about it. All you had to do is pick up the phone and say, Vicky, what happened with the food and stuff? I already had it fixed, and you know it was wrong. I don't know what were you trying to prove on that, but it don't stop Vicky from doing nothing. I'm finished.
Commissioner Carmichael?
Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody's staying healthy and being safe from this COVID-19. My prayers for each and every one of you. Hoping that you'll stay safe and we'll continue to keep our distance. Public Works have a job. We're praying for them. They're out in the public more than all of us. And especially the trash collectors and other people there. To me, it's dangerous, but I'm glad that they're being safe. So they seem to be completing some of the jobs that they have done. We know they got a minute more to catch up with. And also, I was glad for my knowledge, like I said, I don't know who brought up the idea, but that parade was outstanding. And I heard a lot of good reports from the parade for the 2020 graduates. And that's our future. So everybody be safe.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Carnegie?
I would agree with Commissioner Carmichael and others. The parades were a great thing, and I'm glad that Julie Beck organized them. And it gave us a chance to see the graduates, and it gave them a chance to show themselves and be recognized. And I thought it was very touching, and it was quite moving to see all the people from town be out watching.
Right.
It was really wonderful.
It was. It certainly was.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. Ms. Barber, would you like to say anything else regarding your murals and the beautification committee downtown with Carol Turner? What is taking place there?
Well, we are continuing to work on working on a design. We have identified 2 artists who are very interested, and Carol has graciously volunteered his building for us to put something on. We will meet again, I think it's next week, and we will actually look at the wall. That's a pretty long wall, so we'll have to decide what are we going to cover, and then we start narrowing down how we will do it. It will probably be wall hangings rather than painted directly on the exterior of the building. These are much more durable. You can work on them in pieces in the garage rather than having to stand on a ladder and paint. And it just lasts much longer. And so one of the artists that we have engaged is actually very experienced with that. And you can see her work if you go to Faison on the warehouses. As you go into Faison on the right-hand side by the railroad track, there are two of her pieces. Go down to the Fresh Food Mart. It's on Main Street, I believe, and there's another one. And I went and looked at all three of them. They're really well done. And she also showed us some art. Both artists have had experience with this kind of work.
Very good. Exciting work there. I think that's just one of many good things to happen downtown. So keep your eyes peeled, and I hope everybody will somehow take part in what's going on in the town in this coming new fiscal year. Well, if there's nothing else that needs to be said, or there's no other comment, we will go ahead and close this meeting out. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I have a motion by Dr. Carnegie. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second by Mayor Pro Tem Wiggins. Any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Mayor Pro Tem Wiggins,
Aye.
Commissioner Darden, Commissioner Carmichael,
Aye.
and Commissioner Dr. Carnegie.
Aye.
Very well. And we are officially adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate your time tonight. Have a good night.